Of
our
course,
lymphatic system.
what is this lymphatic system? And as we can see by the image there, it's a network of vessels and nodes and organs that form a central part of the body's defense against illness and injury. It collects and transports foreign materials, bacteria, viruses, debris, and dead cells through the lymph vessels, and they're transported then into these lymph nodes where they're filtered. The lymph vessels also drain excess fluid from our body's tissues, and they form a fluid called lymph, which carries substances such as cholesterol, fat-soluble vitamins from the gastrointestinal tract back into the bloodstream. So it filters out the debris, and then it keeps the good stuff. The lymph vessels, they are just below the skin, between the dermis and the epidermis. So lightly does it, and anything heavier than a €2 coin can actually break lymph vessels. Now, they will repair within 24 hours. So something like deep tissue massage can break the lymph vessels.
Okay.
So it would be counterintuitive. So lymphatic drainage massage is the most gentle massage that you will ever experience, with a pumping action as well to aid that lymph flow, to speed it up. It's all about keeping it moving.
Yeah.
Especially when we have the stresses, when we have had surgery, if our diet hasn't been great, but now we are, and we want to start improving with the exercise, with the breaths, with the dry brushing, that we have to speed it up. If it has been sluggish, let's speed it up. So we can see by the diagram the direction that the lymph flows, and into these nodes. We have them all over our body. Here, just beside the ears, down subclavicular nodes, the main important dumping grounds. These are the nodes that everything from the body dumps into. So when we brush, we're brushing into that direction of the nodes to move the lymph into these nodes. So left and right, the directions are the same, but the dumping of the lymph is quite different. When we think of the right side of the body, it takes from underneath the diaphragm, the right arm, and the right side of the head, brain and neck, and dumps into the right side. The left side of the body takes the right lower limb and all of the left side into that left subclavicular node.
Okay, so it's a lot busier.
It is a lot busier. It's amazing that people will say, oh, this pain, it's all my left side. Yeah. And of course, our left side is doing a lot more of the work. And maybe this is why. But body brushing, fantastic. We'll take a few minutes to do very quickly on dry skin.
So before your shower?
Before the shower, yes. Okay. And once we get used to it, it's like brushing our teeth. It's something that, we can add into our life quite easily. To pump these subclavicular nodes, to hook in underneath the collarbone, the clavicle, bring our elbows up, and once we bring our elbows up, we can dig in a little bit more. Now, where we have nodes, we can go fairly deep. Yeah. So use 2 or 3 fingers and pump 5 pumps in 3 different areas, depending on the width. Some people have very wide collarbones, some people have very narrow collarbones. But pump for 5 pumps by 3 times, 15 in total. Then we can move to the axillary nodes if you want to be super good. And again, pump 5 times in 3 different areas. And don't we do this instinctively as well? That while we're doing this, just make it a pumping motion rather than a rubbing motion.
Yeah, exactly.
But if we say suffer headaches, I know migraines have a lot of different origins. But we can help by speeding up the lymph around our brain, around our eyes, the sinuses, the nasal cavities, the frontal sinuses, by just pumping the nodes beside our ears. So each ear has a little mass, a little network of nodes. So we start again by just pumping subclavicular, the main dumping grounds. So we activate these first. So they're pumping away. We then make a V, front and back of the ear, and pump 15 times. Especially, we're working on computers a lot with eye strain. We may retain fluid in the soft tissue around the eyes, pumping the nodes and then draining. So really it's feather touch above and below, draining into these nodes by the ears, draining out, and we have a chain of vessels around the jaw and chin area, lightly pinch and then stroking up.
Brilliant.
And if we do this 6 times on each area, and then stroking down, feather strokes left and right down into these subclavicular nodes, and finish as we started with the pumping.